Well, what's going on, guys? Another bloody hot Saturday afternoon. You gotta love days like this, I tell you. It's 9:43 in the afternoon of a Sunday. Actually, of a bloody hot Saturday. It is June 19th, 2021. Weaver, John C. Roseman, California. What's going on? I'm just coming across a few news articles over here that seem to be having problems with the rising crime rates in the area. I don't know if they're going to be blaming it on the COVID, but we've already had the crime rates even during the COVID. So now they're more and more acutely aware of this thing. And certain cities out there are trying to wall themselves off, forming separate protective community areas to prevent crime like this. I'm like, give me a frickin' break. It's going to happen. You guys are just playing head games with yourself. Decades ago, San Fernando Valley did the same thing when it was isolating some of its own communities or trying to change its community names to increase the property values left and right, not to mention protect itself. Different communities try to wall itself off by putting security guards and everything else, but they still had break-ins left and right. Hell, you just look at the crime rate maps. I mean, they'd have a guard in and out of a community left and right. San Fernando Valley is a big place, and it does have a couple of cities in there. You got well, actually had the city of Glendale, Burbank, and then you also had San Fernando. Everywhere else was communities that were trying to change names or do something to protect their property values, which all communities tried to do in the first place, but also trying to divert resources from everywhere else because they have to isolate themselves even more and more. And have to draw upon everybody else to protect their own assets. It's like the rich walling himself off, leaving the poor behind. And I've seen this elitism too many times. The media keeps reporting about, and rightfully so, just how bad things are getting these days, how pissed off people are these days. We keep trying to make the rules and laws and regulations to either give more protectionism to the elites by granting access to guns like crazy to protect themselves, and they still have violence happening at this point. Certain cities have a large percentage rising up left and right, and the psychologists and the socialists and everybody else is still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Well, people are pissed. They ain't got jobs, and if their jobs are out there, they're pissed about it because they can't get to the jobs, or they can't get the jobs themselves. They don't have enough money. They want more money, and some of them are just plain out thinking, "Screw the rich. Let's do everybody. We're gonna get our own selves enriched at this point over here by going after everybody else." Same crap. Redefined too many damn times in our human history at this point over here. The numbskulls always prey on everybody else who can't fight for themselves. And when they start doing an enclave left and right, they think they're going to be making themselves a protection racket over here. And thinking, yay, we got ourselves protected. Nope. You just made yourself one large target. I've seen that happen too many times too. I've read too many times about that in history classes. But still, get a wolf in sheep's clothing in there and say goodbye. What drives me crazy at this point is seeing how little our humanity is to each other these days, and it's about the same level. We still don't give a hoot about the next guy because the next guy doesn't give a hoot about us. So therefore, we're going to be the ones who are saying, well, who cares about the other guy? I care about number one over here. I want to get a lot of people over here who care about themselves, and we're just going to get a conclave over here. Form ourselves a little community. We'll tax ourselves, we'll enrich ourselves, and Maybe employ the outsiders over here. We sure as hell don't want to do the work. It never ceases to amaze me. But it also makes me yawn like crazy because I keep seeing this pattern acted too many times in human history. See, it's wonderful when you happen to go to a quote unquote libtard college and you happen to start studying about human history and about human behavior. And the thing of it is, it hasn't changed for thousands of years. No matter how many rules and regulations we make, depending on which particular side you're on, either the elitism or the other people, it's still the same. We're still reeling over politics left and right. We're still trying to kick each other's ass because we think we know better than what reality was trying to tell us. It just becomes more of a nightmare. And I'm not quite sure where the hell we're going to go from here because we just never left. We're still in the same position. We're still in the same spot. We're still looking around trying to find answers at this point over here. We come up with the ideas, and yet we still have the people laughing at us, the ones who've got the control. So am I saying that we need a revolution? No, I'm saying that we need to study history and see how this whole damn thing plays out. But people don't go. People don't care. People don't care. Some videos I keep thinking I'm going to be putting this thing on YouTube, and well, my head's over here watching CNN right now. I'm seeing what the hell's going on these days. It pisses me off that I see some people are trying to show how happy and gay they are. I'll change another channel and see how miserable sons of bitches that they are. Or, better yet, hearing from other news sources that delve into consumer information. The elites get richer and richer, the poor gets poorer and poorer. The elites want more and more, and the poor get screwed over left and right. Well, what else is new? We get the cruise ships out there, and the elitisms are going, yay, now we can party hardy. And the poor is like, you fuckers. And no wonder we're shooting each other, we're trying to kill each other, we're trying to get ourselves in a situation. No wonder we try to form bands of people in enclaves to protect ourselves. At times I thought we were going to be having a clash of social warfare. They have been predicting this damn thing for how many generations now? And it still hasn't quite happened. We haven't had an uprising. The only uprising we have is concerning about some asshole manipulating a lot of people into thinking he's still the president when he lost the damn election. It takes him several months to admit to shit after all the hell's been going on. And they call it democracy for them. No, it isn't. Manipulation. Because the thing I'm looking for is another revolution. And this time we're going to be heading into one. I don't know when. But it's scary as hell to see it. The elitism will try to force laws to more control. The news media will be screaming for quote unquote accountability. Yet the ones who are pulling the strings at this point over here, the higher ups, the millions and billionaires who've actually got the money to retire and spend on, laugh their asses off. Everybody climbing up on that damn pyramid. What the elitisms keep forgetting is no matter how much trouble they keep putting down below, so they don't focus on the top, is how much anger and how much problems they're going to be stirring down below. And eventually, history does show this, that they do topple, and something uglier becomes king of the hill. Countries do that from time to time. they have their bit of revolutions left and right. Which I'm kind of surprised here in the United States that we haven't had that kind of severe revolution just yet. Oh, we've had a civil war, but I'm not. I'm talking about I'm talking about a war that's going to be changing our landscape as we know it. I'm not talking about the physical landscape. I'm talking about everything that we held true and believed that was true. Now, I know the conspiracy nut jobs are going to be feeding on this one and thinking they got a convert at this point over here. But understand, I've been looking into history these days. I've been also remembering history lessons from back then and compared to now and trying to think and formulate and understand what I'm seeing and what I'm trying to interpret. And what scares the hell out of me is sometimes the signs just scream out at me and I'm like, no. We're going to get ourselves into a cultural war without us even realizing it. We want ourselves to be united. We can't be united if we've got the elitisms doing all the damn controlling at this point over here, and we got the majority, the mob, doesn't. Yet why hasn't the mob done anything? Because the elitism control. So now we got other people going to be looking at me saying, nah, he's following our logic. Now he's one of us. No. I'm saying what scares the hell out of me is seeing what's going to happen at this point over here. That's what I'm saying. When I was studying political science and the classes that we've had at this quote unquote libtard college that the conservatives like to bash every so often, that kind of thinking doesn't help much. Well, they don't want it to help much. They don't even want to stretch their brains or even ruin it. It might kill them to think of a thought. My God. Grow a few brain cells? Figure something out? Oh my God. That's so liberal of us. That's so retarded. The hell of a word to use. Retarded, isn't it? And yet, libtard. There it is. Liberal retarded. And the thing of it is, what I'm looking at is I'm not looking at it as a conservative trying to preserve. I'm thinking we're going to be getting into a revolution that we don't even realize. I see signs, and I don't like them. We got a lot of civil unrest happening these days, and I'm just wondering whether or not we're actually going to be living through this damn thing or not. And it scares the hell out of me. Yes, the rich like to get richer and richer. They like to spread their wealth. They like to be top of the pyramid, top of the chain. They can live light, right, and everything else. Everything else belongs to them, and the lowers they can scrounge whatever they want. But the cream of the crop. Here's the thing that I noticed about elitism, about pyramids. There's always a top joker on there. Nobody knows who or what it is. But everyone keeps scrambling to get to the top of the pyramid. And here's the thing. Once you're at the top, the only way to go is downhill. Because you got these other schmucks trying to get after you. Not even realizing that if you try to pull your support and protection for that, you still have the underneath supporting the pyramid. Makes me wonder why our founding fathers, scratch that, when they created the Declaration of Independence and then they decided to go for the Constitution of the United States. First it was the Articles of Confederacy, which didn't work. And then they have to go through a half-assed draft of the Constitution. Gone through a lot of the colonies trying to get everyone else's ideas so they could throw the hash all over together. The hash of ideas. Do a patch quilt on it. Loaded up with options for powers to the states and cities and amendments to to improve upon or to increase the plumbing on it. And in all that work, they kept thinking, who had the more manpower? Who had the more mass? The elites, who were the landholders, the shop holders, the slave owners? But then you remember the elites were controlling the masses, the ones who have been employed, unemployed, the slaves, but mostly a lot of people, the lower echelons. You see, back in England, the lower echelons hardly ever had a voice, even in Parliament. House of Commons was basically, if you're a landholder, that was it, that you were a commoner. But for the lower guys, forget it, you didn't have a voice. So we had to make sure that in the Constitution gave the mass the voice necessary, but also they gave the minority a voice as well. And so they gave them the Senate. But the mass had the House of Representatives. Interesting points of view. I happened to read the Federalist Papers. Hamilton and the others tried to tell their sides of how they were looking at democracy, how our country should be run. It scares the hell out of people, doesn't it? It should. Because if we're not scared yet, we're not there yet. But even they didn't envision a massive revolt until after the Civil Wars, when everyone's property, including business holders, were getting taxed out of beyond everything else and then sold off because revenue was needed to pay off the debt that the war created, to make sure that our country actually had a fresh start. We owed England, but we owed France a great deal. They supplied money, arms, men, and we owed them. Not doing mean people tell you about that one, do they? And we had to siphon off everything else we had from our own damn people who fought the war for independence. They got pissed off about it, and they did something about it. They took action. Problem is, the Articles of Confederations didn't give them the option necessary to put anything down, because the Articles gave more power to the states than the federal government. And when the Constitution came around, then we had the power for the federal government, but less for the states. And they were still harping about it to this day. That's why we still have the civil wars going on. They want things back to the Articles of Confederations. It's not going to happen. Not with our country, not with the stuff happening these days. When I have to start saying that our own damn civilians have to keep preying upon people left and right like this, it's just... I don't get it. I don't get it. We prey upon each other just to fight and stay alive. But the elites are laughing their asses off, and they're scared also at the same time. They're laughing nervously at this point over here. Sure, let the lowers try to kill each other at this point over here. What the hell we care about? They've got a lot of people, a lot of body count to lose. We don't give a shit. We in the upper, we have the money, we have the wealth, we have the power, we got everything. What the hell should we care? Except trying to get on top of that damn pyramid, one way or another. And then worrying about the next guy ready to backstab their ass. And how many people have been sliding down that damn pyramid? Of course, we can try to control the masses down below the pyramid. Doesn't do anything about the people on the top, now does it? Yeah, I got a problem concerning about elitism. I've got a problem against the damn thing, but it doesn't mean I'm looking towards a socialist or a communist country where I still got elitism running amok at this point over here. And they're not even looking at that damn thing in the first place. People have lost context because they don't study history. They don't learn about their own history, about their own struggles. They don't see connections. They don't want to see connections. They want to have somebody else do the damn dirty work for them. They're too damn lazy. And I'll say it before, they're too damn lazy. And this is a reality check. This is a reality check. I have said too many times in my videos with a lot of disclaimers trying to protect my own damn ass at this point over here. I'm not there to run in people's lives. I'm not there to point the finger and say, this is what you should do. Nope, that's on you, not me. I'm doing observations only. What I've seen, what I've experienced, what I've learned, and what I'm sharing. I'm sharing my experience, strength, and I don't know if I've got any hope. But I'm only sharing what I've seen, what I've experienced, what I'm learning. And right now, as it is, I don't know where the hell we're going to be at. Or what we're going to be doing. We try to have hope. It's the only thing we can try doing. But somebody else is going to keep saying it's a freaking illusion at this point over here and then put another boot heel on our ass. Or our necks. Or better yet, having city streets being used as target practice. Target ranges. Make you moving targets, boys and girls. Now either you get your own Laura class trying to kill each other for something or another, while the elitists are just laughing their asses off, or trying to form mini cities to protect themselves, instead of donating whatever they can to help with the rest of the city. That's elitism for you. Yeah, I got a problem with that. It doesn't mean I'm spouting off communist routines at this point over here that we should do this, we should do that. No. Oh, no. Us turning into be another Russia or Cuba or Venezuela? No, thank you. I've already seen. I've already read. Until the elitists actually give a shit. I mean, actually care to get off of Mount Olympus there and see what's happening down below. They're going to get their mountains shook one way or another. They're going to get the pyramid shifted slightly. And that's what scares the hell out of them. Because the constant struggles we're doing down here in the lower end definitely reaches their end, and then what we do? Well, we get the boot. Or maybe we get a couple of people up there to understand what the hell's going on down here, and maybe try to work something that maybe makes our life a little bit more easier, or just more productive. Except more productive is probably slave wages and slave labors and stuff. I know, call this a radical video to probably never be put on YouTube at this point over here, but I gotta say shit like this. Because this kind of pisses me off at this time. I mean, putting this kind of crap out there on YouTube is going to be sparking up too many damn red alerts left and right. And I'm already seeing too many damn red alerts from everybody else these days. We're going to get, down the road, another attack. I don't know where, I don't know when, but they still got the momentum going. And they've got the pissed off attitudes right now. I'm just waiting for another riot to hit in. And the more the news media keeps showing this shit, the more stoked up and more emotions they're bringing up. I don't know if maybe the conspiracy nut jobs are right or not. If they are correct on this or not. But I don't want to fall into the same damn fear pattern. I want to keep a cool, logical head at this point over here. But after saying all this damn shit that keeps popping out left and right, no wonder I keep turning off the damn news. Because I'm saying all these other people are trying to show this or show that. And it's pissing me off even further. I had to get this damn thing off my chest. I was seeing too much of this elitism crap. I saw this one Georgia asshole wants to get a community started within the city of Atlanta, our own mini city, because they want to protect their own asses. Fucking assholes. They're afraid of it. The elites are afraid of another mob. We're going to have it again and again and again. Don't know where, don't know when, don't know how, but we're going to get it again. Because there's too much stirring right now underneath. Too much conspiracies going on. Too much anger. Too much resentment. Too much misinformation. We don't even know from where it's coming from. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway. That's enough for me muttering.